Good morning. I'm Norma Cowie, and welcome to my A Sunday Thought. Yesterday, I was really busy doing my mini reading days, so I had 10 people, 20 minutes each. So by the end of the day, I was a little tired, I must say. And uh, even this morning, I probably still am a little bit worn out by looking at 10 different vibrations, 10 different lives going in all sorts of directions. Now, I remember when I could do at least double that in a day. But time passes on and things happen. But what I wanted to say was consistently it showed around the 10th of March that things got easier for each person, no matter what was going on. And it goes back to a prediction I made on my Wednesday morning talks in early December when I was doing a reading, looking ahead. And I mentioned then that it looked like things would change through the middle or the end of March into April. And now that seems to be substantiated. I also, of course, have made some other predictions that perhaps have not been actually right on. But again, it depends on timelines. And I think I might talk about timelines on Wednesday in Norma Talks. So what I wanted to talk today about was, are you taking care not only of your physical body, but also your spirituality, your philosophical self? You know, we can get caught up with what's going on, and especially right now with so much restrictions. A lot of our situation, like for me, going to the movies was always something I did every Friday. It gave me great pleasure to see the movies. And sometimes I'd go back Saturday or even Sunday to see another one, because sometimes they put a whole lot out. We haven't had a movie, I think, since November. So there is that sense of enjoyment. What are you doing for enjoyment? Now, I'm lucky. I have clients, I have friends, I have able to still talk to family in New Zealand. So that makes it open up, but it's not really about enjoyment in that very moment in the same way. So it's like I was working with a person, and we were talking about what we do for our physicality. I've had physical issues for the last few years, and well, several years now, actually. And it annoys me as a spiritual being that I have these physical issues. And yet, if I look back over my life, being around psychics and healers and other people in the work, that very often there are health conditions that come up. Now, why is that? What, when we know the source, when we feel the love, when we're connected to the love, how come we have these issues? And I think for me, I can tell you there's a couple of reasons why. I was a jock when I was a kid. I had some really bad accidents and falls. One very bad one on a tennis court, which really affected my back once I hit 30. And it goes and on like that. I played field hockey, what's known up here as field hockey, and lots of bruises, banging and carrying on. So my body, my physical body, took a lot of hits. Then I got involved in my work, and I was producing large psychic fairs where I was working 7 days a week, and then I'd have maybe 2 weeks holiday, and then I'd be back working a lot of hours, plus raising my two kids, plus looking after a husband, plus. So I wasn't paying attention, and it was interesting. Every time that I went to do aerobics and things like that, I hurt myself. I would tell the gal, I can't do that twist. Oh, no, you can do it. Just do it. And then, of course, I'd be out for a long time because I had a back issue that wasn't really acknowledged or recognized, but I knew my limitations and unfortunately gave my power away to somebody else who thought they knew better. So what happened was I didn't really take care of the physical side as much. In the latter years, as we're getting on up, I was able to do a lot more nutritionally and a lot more with massage and other elements that were available to me. But you know, it's like, think about your life and what it is. If you've been really good, then you may be ignoring the spiritual side. I never ignored that because that was my quest in life. Ever since I was little, I wanted to know about God. I wanted to know how that worked. I wanted to know how this worked and that worked and the other worked. And that curiosity led me into a lot of different places. But what are you putting in your energy? I can't run because of the back. Sometimes I can hardly walk, mind you. Now, the thing is, I can still do lots of other things. I can still stretch. I can still make sure I get as much walking in as possible. I also can and keep on working on the inner self so that I have that wonderful connection with what I call the divine essence. So it comes about in a really strong way. So just take a look at your life. What is it equalized? Do you put as much force into your physical as you do maybe your inner? Because the inner has a lot to do often with the emotional well-being that you have. It's all available to you. And I know when I read for people, a lot of people have health issues now coming up because they're not able to go and do what they wish to do. They're not getting the enjoyment. People around them are having stress. And stress is never good for the body anyway, because where does it hold? It has to hold it. Where does it go? Because we don't want to go out and punch things, but sometimes that energy builds up and we need to be able to release that. Endorphins, I believe they call that. Have your endorphins running. So I want you just to look at your life, take a look at what is working for you. Are you spiritually aligned? Or maybe I use the word philosophically aligned. Do you have a philosophy that works for you? Are you in physical? Do you do the things that keep your physicality up and working? So I want to thank you very much for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments, and for everything else that goes along with me. And remember, you can always contact me through the website, normacowie.com, and get on the email list and find out when I do have the specials, things like my mini reading days. Wishing you all the best. Thank you.